Good evening, and welcome to Barbershop Talk, episode number 29, a special edition for the 2026 Patterson Mayoral Race. We're going to get right to it, but before we do that, we want to acknowledge and thank Patterson Charter School for Science and Technology for hosting us today. Mr. Riza and his administration, thank you very much. Will Leitner and the technology team, this is greatly appreciated. We also want to acknowledge our ongoing sponsors, the House of Experts, Jonathan Vasicio, House of Experts 728 Broadway in the city of Patterson, along with Justin Wembley from Zone 6. At this time, we're going to jump right into this. As you know, the election is how many days away, guys? 13 days away, and we want to get right to it. So I'm going to give each of the candidates 1 minute for an opening statement. We will start off with the councilman of the First Ward, Michael Jackson.
Thank you all for coming tonight, for taking the time out to be a part of this glorious occasion. I want to also take a moment to thank the senator for not finding it robbery to sponsor such an event. It's as such an enormously important election is upon us. It's sad that we didn't have a better effort in outlining the candidates before you. So I'll make it very brief. I probably have 30 seconds left. The greatest trick the devil played on the world was convincing the world that he didn't exist. It's a quote from a very famous movie. Many of you might know it. I think it outlines what we have going on here. It's not true hearted effort. It is a great deal of corruption that's existing within our community. And hopefully I'll have an opportunity to outline that to all of you guys tonight to convince you that the best candidate here tonight is myself. I appreciate you guys again. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, Councilman Jackson. You could clap. At this time, we will have the councilman of the Third Ward, Councilman Alex Mendez.
Thank you, Senator. First of all, let me say thank you for this great forum and the opportunity to address the public. I'm Alex Mendez, and I'm running for mayor of the great city of Patterson and number 1A on the ballot. And I'm running because it's time for change. I refuse to live in a city that when you walk into the city of Patterson, all you see is garbage and homeless everywhere, and people suffering due to the high taxes and the high rent. And we have a mayor that in the last 8 years that he sold the city to all his friends and developer, and we have families struggling. We have people, 1 and 2 families living in 1-bedroom apartment or 2-bedroom apartment because they can't afford to pay the rent. I'm here and I'm running for mayor because it's time for change. And I'm looking forward to modernize the city and make the city more appealing to business, more appealing to college graduate. My daughter is her graduation is May 7 in Washington, D.C., and I want my daughter to come back to the city of Patterson and serve this community. But it's impossible to ask our children to come back to the city of Patterson in the condition that we have right now. It's time for change, Patterson. I'm number 1A on the ballot, and I'm looking forward to bring safety into our community, affordable housing for our residents, and to clean the city of Patterson. That way we could all call Patterson home, not one selected group of people. Thank you, Senator.
Thank you, Councilman. Next, we have former Councilman Mohammed Akhtaruzman.
Thank you, everyone, for joining with us. And also, Senator Wimberly, thank you for hosting this event. My name is Mohammed Akhtaruzman. I was the former Second Ward Councilman. Now I'm running. I left politics for some time, but I came back because look at the city, what has happened. I'm not a jack of all trades, but there are few things need to be done immediately, especially with the garbage collection. The pick and choose policy is not working. Being a resident of Patterson, it is our fundamental right that all household items must be picked up. The another thing is this mayor sold the city to the special interest group. You see all those developments inside all the Patterson and South Patterson, these are 30 years tax-free. 30,000 people moved from New York living in those buildings. These buildings are supposed to be offered to the low-income people, senior citizens, and disabled people, but they are renting out as a luxury apartments. We are losing almost $51 million a year. And look at us, our property, because we are left to carry 30 years left to carry their burden, because this is why our property tax is going up year after year. Another thing is, when I become your mayor, I'm going to hire more class 2 police officer, because we can't hire regular police officer because it's very costly. But class 2 police officer more like part-time certified officers, more like auxiliary police officer just for the patrolling. So my name is Muhammad Akhtaruzaman. I'm on 2A on ballot position. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Just a reminder to the guys, these mics are very powerful, so you may want to keep your mouth away from the mic and lower your tone, and it will be heard very loud. Next, we have the mayor of the city of Patterson, Andre Saya.
Good evening, Patterson. Senator, I'd be remiss if I didn't express my appreciation to you for gathering us this evening. In fact, I thought we were going to be sitting in barber chairs, but that'll be for the next episode. Patterson's the only home I've ever known. It's where my single mother raised me, and it's where my wife and I are raising our 3 children. Patterson is also a work in progress, and we've done work and we've made progress, which you can't deny. We've repaved more roads than any administration in the history of this city, 176, and by the spring, the end of the spring, we'll have at least 25 more streets paved. We've reduced the number of vacant and abandoned properties from over 2,000 to 200. So you're not just talking about eyesores, you're talking about crime magnets that no longer are compromising the quality of life for neighborhoods in our city. But what I'm most proud of is a program that we created, and it's the only one in the state of New Jersey. It's called the Financial Empowerment Center. And we've helped thousands of people save money. In fact, to date, $3.5 million in non-mortgage debt has been reduced, or should I say, eliminated for these individuals. And we have individuals who participate in this program who've become business owners as a result, homeowners. So we want to continue with the Financial Empowerment Center, improving our infrastructure, which is vital, and also improving our parks and fields so that our young people have positive outlets for them to play safely in their city. Thank you.
Okay, Mayor, we're going to stay with you. You can clap there. That's a good place to clap. We're going to stay with you for the first question from me. Mayor, as you know, Patterson is one of the first industrial city in America. And obviously, we had many issues this past year with our infrastructure. What is your plan to address the aging infrastructure in the city of Patterson?
I'm going to give you an example. River Street. I'm sure everyone, it's been the bane of every commuter's existence here in the city. As a matter of fact, when it rains, it's more river than street. We've invested over $10 million in one of the largest infrastructure improvement projects in the history of our city. And it wasn't just about resurfacing the road. It's about repairing and relining the sewer. And so half of River Street has already been paved, and now another significant portion has been milled. And that's the type of infrastructure improvement projects that we are pursuing. We're using the dollars wisely as far as River Street, lower portion of Governor Street, Railroad Avenue, even Curtis Place near the old Salvation Army. That's going to be milled and paved as well. And like I stated before, over 25 streets this spring will be milled and paved.
Thank you. And just a reminder, as we're trying to keep this within 55 minutes, just if your response could be within 1 minute, we'd appreciate it. Former Councilman Akhtaruzaman, the question is for you. What would be your plan to bring more ratables to the city of Patterson to reduce the tax base?
Well, number one, all those, this administration granted tax abatement, I'm going to go to talk to all the developers. It's called occupancy taxes, because why we have to pay for the service they're using for next 30 years. So $51 million we are losing every year. At least if we can recoup some portion of it, this would be my plan, number one. Two, because now the burden left on us, individual homeowners, single family, two families, and small businesses, we are left to carry their burden for 30 years. So this is only way I see the revenue. Also, this administration is like, well, especially the mayor, he does not have a relationship with many of the people, like especially with Congresswoman Nellie Pope, because he wants to run against her. He whispered, but you can't even run a city. You know, the Democratic Party says you can't even run a city. How in the world are you going to run a country? And now the relationship is broken because we need more grant money from the state and from the federal government.
Thank you. And just a reminder, keep the phone, the mic at a distance so we can be clear and keep the clarity here. Councilman Mendez, my question is for you. If you win, what would your administration look like? Are you supporting any other council at large candidates for this year? And I want to thank everybody who emailed questions in. So these are not my questions all, so please.
Thank you, Senator, for the question, and I will make sure that my administration reflect how the community is right now, the composition of our community. We have 54 nationality. I will make sure that I have, when I get elected as a mayor after May 12th, July 1st, you will see a diverse administration. You will see a diverse transitioning team that reflect our community. When, as a councilman, I introduce a legislation, it's called Patterson First. What that means is that I want to make sure that every job opportunity in the city of Patterson, it's got to be for Patterson residents. There is no job opportunity, and under my administration, you will see a diverse administration with a very, very qualified people from Patterson, because we do have a lot of qualified people, young college graduates that are back into the city of Patterson, and they cannot find any job and any opportunity. Under my administration, they will have an opportunity, and there's great candidate running for at large. I think Paula Arthur is a phenomenal candidate. That could definitely, I would love to see her on the council. I truly believe Sonia Delis is an amazing candidate, and there's a third candidate. There's many great people that I'm looking forward. And as a mayor, you will see me at the city council meeting. This mayor, he never been, well, he been in one council meeting in the last 8 years. With Alex Mendez as your mayor, you're not gonna see that. I'm gonna work with my city council to get the job done collectively. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Jackson, there are many rental units in the city. How would you engage the landlords to assist with the garbage collection and keeping the streets clean near these large apartment complexes?
I'm sorry, Senator. It's a little difficult hearing with the reflection. Can you repeat that again?
There are many rental units in the city. How would you engage the landlords to assist with garbage collection and keeping the streets near these large housing units clean?
So it's an excellent question. I'm wondering if it was directed to me intentionally, because I appreciate it. The first thing is we have to hold landlords accountable for their facilities. Anyone who comes in this community and makes a dollar off the community has to be accountable for it. What we have now is a rampant out of control situation with landlords who don't live here. They don't treat their tenants respectable, and they're making money and they don't care anything about the community. I'm going to require every LLC that owns a property to get a business license in the city of Patterson. We're going to do our own garbage collection within the city. So we're not going to require the landlords to help with the garbage collection, but we are going to make sure that they put their garbage out properly. We're going to make sure that they supply their tenants with cans with sufficient lids, because that is a part of the ordinance. Part of our city code requires that people who put out trash currently have receptacles and have lids. We don't follow anything within the ordinance. In fact, the only people who these ordinances are enforced upon are those who are in opposition of the mayor. Outside of that, there is no accountability, and especially if you're a large-scale landlord giving back contributions. One thing I would not do, I'm going to stop it there because I know I'm within the 1 minute, but we will make sure we hold our landlords accountable for the garbage that's being placed out in front of their streets. It won't be no more issues that we have on 16th Avenue across the street from Alexander Hamilton Academy. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Mayor Sayer, Patterson is the third largest city in the state of New Jersey. What will you do to address the fact that we're considered a food desert and bringing a major chain grocery store to the city of Patterson?
First, I'm not going to let Muhammad take a cheap shot. You talked about management. Your house is in a sheriff's sale, so you can't even manage to keep your house.
Mayor, we're not going there. Let's
But
stay
nevertheless, Gromex is moving to the city of Patterson. It's the largest food distributor on the East Coast, and it's going to generate jobs for Patterson residents. So that would hopefully address that issue as well. And around the Great Falls, there's going to be a significant investment as far as food entities are concerned. So we're starting to see even more investment. There's been over $1 billion of investment in our city. This major food distributor, Gromex, which originally was in Passaic, now is relocating to Patterson. That would help us address that issue.
Thank you. Councilman Akhtaruzman, how would you address affordability of apartments and homes in the city of Patterson? Some rents are $3,500 a month, and many homes are well over $500K. Do you have a plan for affordability?
Number one, I want to respond to Mayor. You're wrong. My house is not in the short. I already
We're not going to go there. Let's
Just
give
want
a
to
minute.
say, I took care of that because I was able to. I was lucky. I have investment property. I sold the debt and I paid off my house. But not many people can afford. Year after year, property tax is increasing. How can people afford homes now? Especially every year, something like property taxes until we fix the tax abatement. Because why we approve 1.5 million and it's putting a lot of stress on us. Myself, I'm the sufferer. And I was able to recover my house because I had an investment property, which I sold it and I paid them off. Not many people have that opportunity. So this is, Mayor, you got to think about the average people, not about your rich friends. You taking care, we received $64 million from the pandemic, after the pandemic, federal government made. You know what he did? He spent that money into the Hinchcliffe Stadium. He's supposed to fix the roads, infrastructure. And you talking about, we are sufferer. I was with you before. Now I got, not only you, many people. We are suffering.
Councilman Dr. Roosevelt, let's wrap it up. You good?
Sure. Yeah.
All right. Councilman Mendez. Yes. As you know, crime is always an issue here in the city of Patterson. Do you have an outlined crime reduction plan for the city of Patterson with your administration?
Thank you, Senator, for the question. If you Google the city of Patterson, I invite you to Google the city of Patterson. It will come out as the worst city in Passaic County to live, and the third city, the worst city in the state of New Jersey to live. That's very concerning to me, and the main reason is because of the crime. One of the things that I'm planning to do, we all have to remember, this administration, this mayor lost the control of the police department by the state because of his lack of leadership, and he lost the building department as well because of his lack of leadership. And he sued the state, which is a biggest mistake. One of the things that I'm planning to do when I become your mayor after May 12, I'm going to work with the state. We're getting $8.5 million from the state. Police response is the biggest issue because we don't have enough manpower. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get those $8.5 million. We could get close to 100 police officers, and we could include Class 2 police officers. We could add 50 police officers for patrolling in our community and another 50 for resources and work with our school system. That's going to bring boots on the ground. That's going to bring police officers walking in our neighborhood. That's going to help us with community policing, and that will be the best way to have police presence in our neighborhood. And that's going to be combined with the community policing and program for our youth, mentorship and leadership for our youth. That's going to be the combination for me to bring safety into the community and to change the perception of the city of Patterson. Let's all remember, in order for us to see new business in Patterson moving in the right direction, we got to make Patterson safe. Nobody will come to the city with a high crime rate. Thank you, Senator.
Councilman Jackson, as you know, I am currently the Director of Recreation for the city of Patterson. Do you have a plan for a recreation center being built here in the city of Patterson that is solely owned by the city of Patterson?
Absolutely. Well, the first thing is we don't have to reinvent the wheel or create some edifices that doesn't exist. Patterson has more vacant and abandoned properties than regardless of the sales pitch of we only have 200 left. There's a building on the corner of Market and Main Street. It's been vacant where Gilda and the Mayor's used to be. It's been vacant for well over 25 years. We're going to take that building and turn it into a youth media center. Kids want to come and record podcasts. They want to learn how to record an album. You want to do video and live broadcasting, teaching them about the true measure of journalism. There's a property on West Broadway. It's been vacant since Super left it 25 years ago. We got to stop. We'll take that property and turn it into a full sports training facility. We have to stop allowing developers to gain the benefit, giving them millions of dollars in gifts, and put these properties back online for utilization of our youth. After we do that, then we'll comb out other spaces. In fact, as this mayor allowed for the property to be stolen from Grace Chapel, had every intention on turning that into a community center. We're going to use the power of eminent domain, reclaim that property, and place a full-service sports community recreation center there, including a swimming pool and a gymnasium. And these are all things that we can easily done. We have the finances to do it. We have these properties that are sitting. Why would we allow developers to come take them over and extract all of the wealth out of these properties? Thank you.
Right. Thank you. Now, yeah, but we're live. we're live, you can't do it. At this time, excuse me, any of the candidates can take this question. Public charter school students currently make up 30% of all students in the city and have over 5,000 families on waiting lists to get into charter schools. Do you support the growth of public charter schools in the city? And any candidate could take it.
Senator, thank you for that question. I'm very consistent in my support of charter schools. In fact, there was only one new charter school that was approved in the last 8 years, and it was in the city of Patterson. And I advocated with people in Patterson with Governor Murphy, and you were one of the individuals that advocated as well. And we got that new charter school, Patterson Prep. So we do want to accommodate the need for more charter schools in the city of Patterson. In fact, I'm no stranger to PCSST. I feel like I'm a part of this family. Not only do I attend graduations and other functions, but I made it a point, of course, to go and see the team play in Brooklyn to make sure that they know that their mayor supports them and that I will continue to be consistent in my support of our charter schools.
Councilman Mendez.
Thank you, Senator. I do believe in choice. I serve at the Board of Education for 2 terms, and I do believe in choice, but I also believe in fair funding for a public school. Right now, we're closing 4 schools, 4 the highest performing school. I've been against that from the day one. Alex Jr. at the Board of Education, it's against that. We have to be mindful that we have to fund a public school to have equal opportunity for our youth, to our children to succeed, and that's something that I'm going to do. But as your next mayor, what I'm going to do, senators, I'm going back to the plan. The original plan that we have from the state is to build 10 new schools in the city of Patterson. We only built 5. We have 5 new schools left that we have to build. And instead of new school, we're closing a school. I'm going to fight on behalf of
Councilman,
Patterson
I don't know if
Public
you
Schools.
heard, they're closing 4 schools, so it's going to be build 5. So that's a fight we have to win there also.
Thank you. Thank you,
Councilman
Senator.
Jackson.
Well, the first thing I'm going to do is not sell you a dream. I'm not going to tell you I'm going to build 10 new schools and I can't tell you how we're going to pay for it. Currently, because of the support that this administration has gotten, we're $80 million. We'll be requesting almost $80 million in transitional aid. Where are we going to get money to build 10 new schools? And absolutely, not only do I support charter schools, I served on the board of one of the first charter schools here. My daughter is on the wall of the Hall of Fame right outside there in this charter school, but I do not support the intentional dismantling of our public schools. What just happened with these 4 schools that the public schools just closed, I'm the only elected official outside of the Kenny Simmons and Corey Teague that went to Newark to file a lawsuit against this closing. Not only do I support these things, but I put my actions where my words are. I don't just say I'm going to do things. I show up and I make sure that I'm there to defend the community's best interests. Thank you.
The next question is I'm going to move on. Our next question, because of time, and you could take this first if you want it. The city of Newark rolled out a new program for their students, high school students, to give them a pathway to careers in public service as policemen and firemen. It's in collaboration with the many universities they have in Newark, but also we have Passaic County Community College. Does anybody here who's running for mayor have a plan for a pathway for our students, Patterson residents, to go through our junior college or any college here to become a fireman or policeman?
Absolutely.
We're going to start with the mayor, then you next, Councilman Jackson.
Very good.
Thank you, Senator. So we currently have a program called Explorers, and this is a path for young people to pursue to potentially have a career in public safety. As a matter of fact, Sergeant Irsi Velez is the individual who has spearheaded this program. So we're proud of this program. We're always looking for ways to expand the program through partnerships. It could be with Passaic County Community College or other entities. But there are Patterson youth who are participating in this program that puts them on a path to a career in public safety, whether it's as a firefighter or as a police officer in the city that they reside in.
Thank you, Mayor. Councilman Jackson.
So 7 years ago, possibly, I wrote a piece of legislation for Class 2 officers. Neither did Councilman Mendez or the mayor support it. Class 2 officers would give us an opportunity to have the mayor be able to appoint 25% of our current police force as Class 2s. These Class 2s are chosen from in-house. They forego the civil service process. We have people like Jameer Wright Collins, people that have coming out with college degrees that can't find opportunities of employment in our community. When you look at the police academies that we have here, the police and fire academies, they're non-reflective of our community. You have 1 or 2, 3 people that are often enlisted. So not only do I have a plan to encourage, because these cadet programs is great inspiration. Our kids get to participate in something nice for the summer, but none of them are actually being chosen. Currently, we have a young man who is serving active duty for our military. He's a military police officer. He carries an assault rifle. He has a sidearm. Patterson Police Department did not accept his application because they're saying he didn't pass the psych exam. Class 2 officers would allow us to forego the civil service process, bring in 125 new officers, and allow those officers to then transition as regular officers in our community. And it's going to be a knock it out the park a situation for our community, sir.
All right. Sorry, Councilman Mendez, but keep the mic. But we're going to go to our next round of questions.
Sure.
At this point, each of the candidates can ask one of their opponents a question. And I'm going to ask them to keep that response within 1 minute.
Okay.
So we will start off with you. Councilman Mendez, you can ask any of the other candidates a question.
Okay, so can you allow me to respond at the last question, Senator?
No, we're gonna move
okay,
on.
No problem, Senator. I take this very close because, as I mentioned before, I was the one that introduced the legislation in Patterson first. A lot of kids are losing faith because we don't choose it. We're not opening the door for our youth. But just listen, starting with our own question, let me ask a question to Councilman Mohammed, Councilman Akhtaruzaman. As you see that this mayor, he always talking about integrity. He always talking about transparency. There's two things. As we all hear, he refused to give the amount of money that he spent during the snow removal. We don't have that. The whole state, everybody submit the report. This city have not yet submit the report. We don't know how much money he spent. And he going around using police officer for canvassing, campaigning. I know that's against the law. That's illegal. All the mayor being in trouble for that.
Councilman Mendez, can we get to the
What do you
direct
think?
question?
What's your take on that?
Thank you, Councilman Mendez. This is shame. Joey Torres went to jail, former mayor Joey Torres went to jail for this. It's a shame, and I'll give you an example. Javier Fernandez is working for him. He's collecting money from the city, but he's campaigning 24 hours, calling people, sometimes he leave lunch for 2 hours. And I seen with my own eyes. So it's a shame. This mayor should be prosecuted for that.
Mayor Sayers, you may ask one of your opponents a question.
First of all, these two got together about an hour before this debate for that question right there. It's so obvious. Good job, guys. Good job.
For collusion.
Very good, guys. I give you credit for at least coordinating your efforts. Councilman Jackson, April 13th, we were supposed to submit our 29-day report to ELEC to let the public know where we were receiving our money. You said you would have that submitted. Here we are 2 weeks later. We still don't have that report, and we don't know where you're getting your money from for your signs and your MJ Mobile. You also have not even filed the report that is, or should I say the paperwork that is necessary for any candidate to declare his or her candidacy. How can people trust you? We can't even get the basics right as far as submitting paperwork is concerned.
That's a fair question. But when we're talking about trust, first of all, there's a requirement, and I don't understand why you're concerned with being the police of the reporting. I will follow through with my reporting, but as many of you have seen, some newspaper articles tend to utilize how much money someone has as a basis of what the strength of their campaign. They talked about Councilman Mendez having about $13,000. Can I have that piece of paper, Joe? And they also talked about the mayor having about $250,000. But what the mayor does not want to say, and if the senator will allow this to segue into the next question, these things are extremely expensive. They cost about $50,000 to $100,000 to run one of these ad campaigns throughout the entire city. Right here, we have one of these things that's being paid for Citizens for New Jersey, a dark money fund that's being headed up by a person who is not from Patterson, Mr. Mike Murata, who works for the Water Commission, who's heading this up, taking hundreds of thousands of dollars from the developers that's in our community. One developer gave $200,000. Now, each of us can only take $5,200 from someone. I'm funding my own campaign. In fact, the only person who contributed to my campaign is Miss Patricia McNeil for $250. I got those checks to show for. I will report when it's over. But Mayor, how can you Put your face on a poster that somebody else has given close to $200,000 for to a dark money fund. And why are people so interested in you being reelected and willing to spend $250,000 for mailers to go to people's houses with lies on them?
All right.
Answer that. That was a question for you.
You still haven't submitted your report, so we don't know where your money's coming from.
Okay, Councilman Akhtaruzman.
Question for the mayor.
He answered your
He
question.
declined. Okay,
you
I'll save the question for.
We may have to do another round, so we'll come back. If we're moving on time pretty good. Councilman Akhtaruzman, do you have a question for
I would like to ask a question to Councilman Mendez. What do you think, why this administration failing on all the city's necessary issues?
Councilman, the answer is simple. There's no leadership in the city. This mayor sold the city. The reason why he has over $240,000 on his bank account is because he sold the city to all the developers. He got money left and right in his account, dark money, and that's the reason why our city is suffering. You cannot deny this. You have 2 and 3 families living in one apartment because they can't afford it. It's horrible, and look at the condition of the city. The city is filthy. The city, it's a crime rate, it's all the way high. And on top of that, he allowed an assessment where over 14,000 property were assessed without the person going inside the property, a drive-by assessment. Those people, they suffer. In my office, I already have done 400 tax appeal helping our Patterson resident. There's no leadership, and he's a cheerleader. And this city doesn't need a cheerleader. This city need a real mayor, and I'm ready to be the mayor of this city. I don't want to be congressman. I don't want to be U.S. senator. He could be in a TV show because he likes to be in camera every day, or he could be a cheerleader all they want. But this city needs a real mayor who's going to address the problem that this community is facing. Street cleaning on 8th Avenue, it was ready to do today. Our residents move their cars. Ask me if the street cleaning passed by. No. I'm going to be the mayor who's going to address the service that you're already paying for. And that's my job. And that's the reason why I'm here. And I'm the only person on this table that could bring people together. And I'm ready to turn the city around. This city gave me everything I have. And I'm going to fight all the way to the end.
Thank you.
Thank
so
you.
we do have a little extra time that we're moving with. So we're going to go with one more round of questions. And Councilman Jackson, you can ask your question now to any of your opponents.
Okay. So I'm not going to waste another. Just take note that the mayor refused to answer why is he allowing these things to be paid for by developers. So I'll go to the next question. Councilman Mendez. First, I'm going to have to copyright a lot of my material. The plagiarism is out of control. Sir, the mayor was absolutely correct. You've been carrying his pom-poms over the last 3 years when you became council president. As I called you before, you're the water boy. You voted against or in favor of these projects that's been detrimental to our community, like the Fifth Avenue project, and you celebrate those things. So what original ideas have you brought to the table outside of stealing some of the things that I talk about and talking about how we know the mayor's bad, but you have not presented one sound idea to change our community? How can the people trust that you have any ideas to bring to the table? You haven't presented anything, and if I'm wrong, maybe you can enlighten me what that is.
Councilman Mendez, you have 1 minute to respond.
Thank you, Councilman, for that great question. And I will tell you, I'm the type of person that I could work with any person for the betterment of the city. I was the one that worked to support the reconstruction of River Street that is being done right now. Also, I support a third-party company who oversees the project. Ask me if that company is present there. I'd be supporting all those resurfaced roads because the city look like our roads are destroyed. And now I'm an effective legislator. I want to show you what I have done. I was the one that introduced the legislation for dumping, against dumping, to increase the fine to up to $10,000. It wasn't you, but the mayor never enforced it. I was the one that introduced the legislation, Patterson First, to make sure that we gave job to Patterson residents. It wasn't you, but the mayor doesn't enforce it. It's speed bump legislation. I worked to introduce the legislation. Never happened again. The Airbnb problem that we have in the city of Patterson, I was the one that introduced the legislation. I've been more effective than you. I've been introducing legislation that the council approved, and you cannot work with anybody. Your legislation They
Councilman
never
Mendez.
been signed. So that's the reason why I'm the right person to be the mayor. Thank you.
Mayor Sayed, do you have another question for one of your opponents? For any of your opponents?
Councilman Jackson wants me to ask him another question. Look at the way he's smiling at me right now. All right, well, let's do this, Councilman. I was going to ask you a question, but since you're asking for it. So, Councilman, I mean, clearly you're not communicating the truth here, but the truth is a vast majority of the roads that have been repaved in the last 8 years have been in your ward, and they're paving more on Halpine, North 2nd, and North 4th as we speak. And the vast majority of parks that have been improved in Patterson are in your ward as well. Those are facts. But again, you consistently vote against them. Why do you vote against progress?
So road resurfacing is not a function of the council, it's a function of the mayor. The function of the council is to observe, display, and protect the spending. When you spend $110 million on a stadium that should have only cost 25, that's out of control. When you spend millions of dollars on resurfacing roads that should cost us far less, that's out of control. When developers come in this town and build apartments that should only cost $75,000 to $100,000 per apartment, and we allow them to spend $400,000+, and you have your entire cheerleading crew voting yes for that, no, I'm not going to support that because it's not smart spending. In fact, let me just outline this. Hold on. Let me outline this. When I became a council person, our budget was $225 million. It is now $330 million. Under his leadership, we've increased the spending over $100 million a year. Now this year, he's still running a deficit. We're going to ask for close to $80 million. The most we've ever asked for in the past is $25 million in transitional aid. We used to get 15, 16, 17. Now he's going to be forced to ask for $80 million in transitional aid. And it's all through the poor spending, giving jobs to friends, firing competent people. I had a former employee pull me over today. He forced her out to put someone in the position that was incompetent, didn't know how to do the job. And what happens when you have incompetent people in places? They cost you money. And this person cost us money, and I was the only one, 8 in favor and 1 against, not because I wanted to be in contrast, because I wanted to be smart. And what we had going on over the last 8 years is not smart government, and it's in the proof. Why he doesn't want to show his reports on the snow removal, because we overpaid more contractors so they can contribute
Councilman
to his
Jackson.
funds.
Yep.
I'm ready all day.
Councilman Ataruzman.
Well, Senator, I would like to ask questions, but you see, this man is full of hot air. He talks about good games, but all his actions belies under.
Is there a
He hasn't
question in
proved
there?
anything. So this is why I'm not even, but I just want to say this too. Please, everyone, under his leadership, we lost the Patterson Police Department. Under his leadership, we lost the community improvement.
Question. Is
Well-
that a question?
Mike, well, I have no questions, but I want to say this. Please put any one of us except this man. He sold the city to the special interest group. This is my, you should be ashamed of yourself. You came into power, everybody supported you. You speak well, you're well educated, but you've been
Councilman,
compromised.
Councilman.
This is what bothering me.
Councilman.
Personally bothering me.
Councilman.
Educated men like him being compromised. Listen, you should have a good mentor. My mentor is Mr. Alonzo Moody.
Councilman Ataruzman, we're on time.
Thank you.
We're on time. All right. Let's settle down. We're close, and I know your time is an issue. We have 2 more things before you guys close out. A very serious issue, and I just want you to respond. Obviously, Donald Trump is the president of the United States. We are in a war. Gas is over $4 a gallon. Grocery prices are going up. On the state and federal level, what will you do to work with our current governor and our federal delegation? Starting off with Councilman Jackson. And each of you can answer this question.
So just to be quite frank, and another line taken from me tonight is I've said from the beginning I've never had aspirations to hold another political office. In fact, there was a young lady who once chastised me because I wasn't very familiar with some of the things. And I know that the things that go on a federal level impact us, but I have a great deal of trust of those representatives that we do have there, such as yourself. And relative to working with the governor, my intent would be to work well with her, that issues that are surrounding what's happening in Patterson. My vision, intent, and all of my energy will go around what's happening in Patterson. I will leave the federal and the state issues to people like yourself, and whatever collaborations that I can formulate with the governor to make sure that Patterson continues to excel or starts to begin to excel, that will be all my intentions. Thank you for the question.
Thank you. Councilman Mendez.
Thank you, Senator, for the question. We have difficult time ahead of us. We understand that we have Donald Trump at the White House. I call this mayor the Donald Trump of Patterson. That's what I call him. But I want to be honest. So you cannot have a mayor like this mayor. He is spending money that he doesn't have. He is spending money he doesn't know. We have $78 million deficit in the city of Patterson. I've been in business for the last 20 years, and I've been saying this over and over. You cannot spend any money that you don't have. You have to watch how the city is functioning. You got to make every department effective to make sure that we get as much revenue as possible. And I'm the person here at the table that I could work with any entity. And yes, I'm looking forward to work with the governor-elect to bring services to help our youth, because this administration reduced the money on library. This administration reduced the money on recreation, and we're closing a school. What is the future that we have for our children? What do we have for our children? And this is happening on this mayor's watch. We got to come together. I'm going to work with my council colleague and the governor to bring service to this community, and that's what I'm planning to do. Thank you so very much, Senator.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Akhtaruzzaman.
Yes, thank you, Senator. Well, forget about Donald Trump.
He calmed
This is
down now.
another
He was
issue.
fired up before now. Let's go.
Yes. I just want to say, listen, I'm a simple man. I'm not the smartest person in the room. All I want to do, I love this city. I grew up in this city. I went to Kennedy High School. And right now, lately, last 7 years, this city has been destroyed. Everything in the city went in wrong direction. I don't know. It was like being elected him, it was a curse on our city. Everything you see going down. And all I wanted to tell you, like, I just want to do the God will. I want to, I'm a simple man. I just want to serve the Pattersonian. And I know these three issues that I really, from my heart, I want to do it, especially garbage collection. This got to be, my daughter, she comes in, she's in law school. She comes in and says, Dad, why are you still living in Patterson? I said, give me a chance. Give me some time. This is not right. Trash is like, she can't even bring her own friends to Patterson. It's a shame. I love this city. Look at if you look at all those buildings, Pennsylvania Avenue, this guy building 250 units. Well, I'm struggling with my two-family house. This guy building 250 units.
Councilman, let's stay on point. Let's stay on point.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but this is like, yeah. He sold the city to the special interest group. So thank you.
Thank you. Mayor?
Councilman Mendez, looks like your extra tight suit is affecting your thought process right now. So, and put down the pom-poms too. But he's talking about we haven't done anything for children for 2 years. He couldn't wait to cut the ribbon on every new playground.
Mayor, let's talk about your relationships with our state.
He tripped over himself. He ripped his suit trying to cut the ribbon. But nevertheless, there are only 2 sitting mayors in the state of New Jersey have been targeted by Donald Trump. Mayor Ras Baraka and myself have been sued for standing up for our cities, and we're standing back up to him. But to answer your question, Mikey Sherrill, as you know, is an early endorser, and I enjoy a very good relationship with her and her administration. So we're going to work with her, members of her cabinet, to make sure that Patterson gets the resources through our legislative delegation, led by you, Senator Wimberly, so that we can continue to pursue these projects, whether it's to improve infrastructure or programs like the Financial Empowerment Center.
All right, guys. Great round. And we're going to close out with a 2-minute closing remarks by each of our candidates. Can we give all of our candidates a round of applause for this point? Just to mix it up, Councilman Akhtaruzzaman, you could go first.
Thank you.
He's fired up too, ain't he? So hey, let's go. Why that flame is going? Go.
You know, I was a former second ward councilman. Now I'm running for mayor. I'm on position, ballot position is 2A. And as I said before, I just want to fix the garbage collection. Maybe we have to. I like the idea also. I explored very early days that I want to build in-house garbage collection. But that will be down the road. Maybe in the beginning, we want to change the company. Maybe the Philco, we have to change it to Roselle or some other company. And the second thing, I really want to go this. We have to do something, and the tax, this occupancy taxes is a great way to recoup some of the money that we get, because we are left for 30 years we are left to carry their burden. So this will recoup some of us, because we can afford house year after year. Property tax is increasing. And the third thing that I want to do, as we talked about before earlier too, is the class 2 police officer. These are like part-time base. We pay a fraction of the cost what we pay to the police officer, and they can handle the quality of life. So please, I'm asking all of you one time, trust me and vote for me 2A, and I promise you, I'm not going to do anything this mayor has done. This mayor,
Thank you,
basically, he
Councilman.
sold the city
Ca-
to
Council-
the special interest group. Thank you.
Councilman Mendez.
First, I want to say thank you, Senator, for the great opportunity for this great forum. Patterson, in 12 days, you're going to have to make one of the most difficult, one of the most important decisions of the city of Patterson, and it's to elect the next mayor who's going to lead the city. And I'm going to be honest with all of you. You have 3 candidates. You don't have 4 candidates. I truly believe, and I could tell you with my record, that I'm the best person to serve this community. And I'm going to say this, Patterson. If you look at this administration, this mayor has 9 members of his cabinet that resigned. He's being sued by 2 former police chiefs. We cannot allow this mayor to continue in office. I have the right plan to turn the city around. And in terms of public safety, I'm planning to bring books on the ground to protect our community. I'm planning to clean the city by correcting the bulk situation that we have. I'm planning to work with our youth to bring our recreation board back and to make sure that we get funding to increase the funding on recreation and extracurricular activity and mentorship for our youth. We got to work with our youth. We're losing our children. We have people die in our community. 4 kids got shot last week and 1 died. We cannot allow this to happen in our city, and the power is in the people. This mayor, he hoping that people stay home. I humbly ask you to go out and vote and support Alex Mendez, 1A, to be the next mayor. Just give me an opportunity to serve you for 1 term. And if in 4 years you're not satisfied, elect another person. And if you're not satisfied with me, you got 2 other candidates on my right, on my left. But this person that has been selling the city for the last 8 years, you cannot allow this person to continue in office, because it's going to be worse in the next 4 years. I'm not planning to be congressman. I want to be the mayor of the city of Patterson. I'm not planning to be a cheerleader, and I'm not planning to sell the city to the highest bidder. And this is what is being done in the community. I'm planning to work with our youth, work with our senior for affordable housing based on income, giving the housing authority the power
Councilman,
to
if you can
fund
wrap up.
money. And that's what I'm planning to do. Alex Mendez, 1A, to be the next mayor of the city of Patterson this May 12th. Thank you, Senator.
Councilman Jackson. That's fine. Mayor Saya.
Thanks once again, Senator. And I'm a proud father, I'm a proud husband, and I'm a proud Pattersonian. In fact, I take pride in being the mayor of the city of Patterson. It's the best job that I've ever had. And it's not an easy job, but it's an important one. And I take it very seriously that I represent everyone, irrespective of race, religion, or ethnic background. But I look forward to the next term so that we can break ground on a new film studio, which will afford Patterson residents opportunities, job opportunities. And also it'll afford high school students at Rosa Parks apprenticeship and internship opportunities. And aspiring actors and actresses, they'll have opportunities as well. And I believe in the multiplier effect. Businesses in the city will also benefit. Whether you're a hardware store or a beauty parlor, you will see an increase in your market share as well. I also look forward to our recreation center. In fact, it's not just going to be 1 new recreation center, but 2 new recreation centers, so that we can continue our commitment to making sure that our youth have somewhere safe to play. And we also look forward to increased infrastructure improvement, going from over 176 to more than 200 roads repaired, which would be unprecedented. And also testimonials like Kiersey Baez, a single mother with 2 children, raising them in Patterson, and all she wanted to do was become a business owner. But she was deep in debt, and her credit score was very poor. She found out about our Financial Empowerment Center. She improved her credit score, reduced her debt, and now she owns a laundromat on Belmont Avenue. Those are the types of success stories that we want to continue to promote in our city. And so I'm humbly asking for your support, someone who's dedicated to this city and above everything has restored integrity to the mayor's office so that investors like the film studio take our city seriously. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Councilman Jackson.
So we talk about putting the city first. Here's a picture of the mayor talking about vacant and abandoned houses. Not one of these vacant and abandoned houses of 2,000 went to one first-time homeowner in the city of Patterson. You take one page out of the mayor from
Actually, Habitat for Humanity, so there was more than 300 homeowners. I can't let him lie.
Mayor, go ahead.
the etiquette. We're going to take a page out of the mayor from Newark's book. He brings to the stage all of the people he helped. You go to the State of the City address, hundreds of people up there, employees, local employees, people who've become first-time homeowners, where he creates lists of slumlords and publishes lists of slumlords. He's never going to do such a thing because his slumlords is paying for these documents to go to your house, to lie to you. He says he put the city first. When COVID hit, we opened it up to the entire state. We endangered the people in our community with long lines of people online at International High School while people from Ocean County came here. Newark, they shut their door. Newark residents first. You talk about all of the things that we've done for the youth. We've overspent on facilities. From day one, I've been the same. From the trailer park at Buckley Park, I voted no against the $1.4 million on that, to $110 million of over expenditures at the Hinchcliffe Stadium. We missed out on an enormous opportunity because he doesn't understand business. We had a chance to have our own miniature garden, the miniature Prudential Center, the miniature Barclays Center in the middle of Patterson, a 12,000-seat arena that could have encompassed all of the things that we need to do. If we have a large-scale event to hold, we can't even host it in our own community. A graduation where people fell out and children and parents was collapsing on the turf at Hinchcliffe Stadium because we made a poor decision. And we gave it away so everybody else can make money. Outside vendors that's getting contracts, and all he talks about is one person that's working there, one person that he empowered center. This is a waste of your money. $80 million, your taxes are going to be hit, your rents are going to continue to go up. The eviction rate in Patterson over the last 4 years is as high as it's ever been in the history of this city. That's the reality. Those are facts. And just like he wouldn't answer the question on these items, he won't answer those questions either. If you want a mayor that's going to support you, that's going to be here to fight for you against all outside interests, that is me. I'm the only person. I'm the only one coming with fresh ideas. From day one, it won't take us 4 years. Within 6 months, we'll have new facilities up for our children.
Councilman, if we could wrap it up, we go.
And I don't think I need more time to convince you. The lies that's being told, open your eyes. And everyone out there, open your eyes. Councilman Jackson, 4A, Jackson 2026. Thank you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for being a great audience. Can we give all of our candidates a round of applause? May 12th is a very, very important election. Please do not sit on the sideline. Don't talk about it, be about it. Vote early, vote by mail. Bottom line, vote. Thank you, appreciate you guys, God bless. Can we get all the candidates in the front? Can we get the candidates in the front?